Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some more EVE Online. Welcome also to sisi, the test server for EVE Online, where I want to take a look at the Crimson Harvest. So it is deployed on sisi. It should be coming out next week, and we can see 3 missions here. Defeat the destroyers or battlecruisers in the Crimson Harvest fields or gauntlet sites. Mine the chthonic tar ore from the asteroids in the Crimson Harvest field site. And defeat any of the bloodraiders in the field or the gauntlet site. And so in this system here in Poitot, the only named system in Syndicate, I find a Crimson Gauntlet and a Crimson Harvest field. So since I'm in the Gila, I am going to first take a look at the Gauntlet, see what happens here. I'm assuming that that's going to be like a combat variant of the site, and that will allow us to earn some points. But if you want to get most points, you'll probably want the Harvest field with a ship that can also defend itself a little bit. So let's go, let's take a look and see what happens with the current iteration of these sites. Might be new visuals as well from what I've read, so I am curious. And of course, keep in mind, this is sisi, this is the test server, so all of this is still subject to change. And here we land with 4 frigates, and that does look a little bit interesting. So let's get some hammerheads out, and let's see what these death glow bottom feeders can do. Let's also move a little bit just to get some speed. This is the Gila. Am I seeing... Oh, what the hell? Something seems a little bit wrong with the window because I can't see those that are fighting. Let's go like that. So these do seem to die pretty easily so far, these bottom feeders. What about the... Okay, that just gets one shot. What about the bloodraider frigate? How does that respond to some missiles? Alright, that's a little bit tougher, but still, right, absolutely not a problem for the Gila. And then if we take a look at the agency window, does it start to count? Yeah, 4 out of 10 defeated. That is the first wave. Next up, we've got 2 cruisers and 4 frigates. Interesting. And is there anything in this site that looks like it might be interesting? Not so far. Do those guys drop loot? Let's take a look at all of that. Let's get firing at one of the cruisers. Maybe I actually want my drones on the cruisers, and then we want to see if we can one-shot these little bottom feeders again with my missiles. Let's go take a look. And then here we do have a... That's another cruiser. Oh, it doesn't one-shot them. Okay. Okay. So for now we're still going to keep going though. Would I want an active Gila? The one thing is, of course, you might end up with some PvP in these sites. That is always something to keep in mind. And then here... None of these seem to have wrecks, or let's click one and then let's press add wreck to the overview. Okay, some of these do seem to have loot, so we are actually going to move towards those. Activate Afterburner, see if we can't take a look at what all of this drops. So all of them, at least here on sisi, seem to have a chance to drop some loot. Combat-wise, so far nothing too special. Even an Alpha clone in Tech 1 should be able to do this, although that bloodraider frigate seems to be pretty fast. That's some fireworks. Let's take a look at the next one and see if we get another... And is my harvest site still here? Yep, although there are some people in local. Ooh, a booster from this as well. Alright, so if this is any indication, I am definitely grabbing a mobile tractor unit on these sites on TQ, because boosters like that, that is of course quite nice if that is on the loot table of all of these ships. But so far, alright, nothing special on this one either. So I am not seeing like a special boss or anything like that coming up. Oh, and I'm alone in local, so we'll have a chance to look at the harvest side as well. So let's take that. Lifeblood, alright, some unique item here as well. Of course, keep in mind when you're seeing all of this, this is sisi, all of this is subject to change. So these big sects are found throughout New Eden, many with significantly different belief systems from that of the Bloodraider Covenant when compared to the Covenant worshippers. Right, more of this, that's good. I'm quickly going to grab all of this just in case. So that's a bottom feeder wreck, and then we have just 2 more bottom feeder wrecks. Yeah, definitely a recommendation, I think, if this is any indication, to grab a mobile tractor unit so that you don't have to spend the time that I'm spending here on grabbing the loot. But in the meantime, let's also move these guys to a folder so that that's a bit easier to do. And then we'll check the final wreck, just in case of a skin or something like that dropping. But it doesn't look like that. This does give us an opportunity to take a look at the current track here. Although again, alright, I'm not sure if we'll be that lucky with faction stuff. But we get an accelerator at 50 points. And then, this is what I like here. Look at that skin at 150. Another skin at 350. If they keep this, the Gila is the second one. Oh, the Macarial is quite doable. And then at 1000, it's the Avatar skin. Alright, very interesting. Again, this is sisi, so all of this is still subject to change, but if this is what they're going for, I like that. I do like that the reward track is for those very cool skins in the game. So that looks awesome. And then, yeah, drops have some somewhat useful drops with boosters. And then, of course, potentially those materials for creating your own accelerators. That could be interesting as well. Although, as I've said in the previous video on live events, I personally prefer these skill boosters to have a limited duration. So next up we have the harvest field, which apparently runs with unused. Let's add that. Alright, and it is the tonic ore. Okay. Let's definitely save that location as well, just in case, and I will take a look at the other side of the gate to see if we've got some sort of combat here. And after that, do we still have... Yeah, we still have a little bit of time. I might just grab the Orca that I made here. I was expecting, from what we saw at on the agency, that there was a mining aspect to this as well. So let's first of all see if we need to clear out some of these bloodraiders here. No, you just have a big field of special rocks. They do look pretty cool. So the visuals here are pretty awesome. And alright, so you've got all of that. Okay, not a problem. Let's get back to FD and let's see if I can get back here with my Orca. Because so far I'm not seeing any rats. So off we go. Let's go back home and then let's take a look at the site here. So yeah, so far this is what it looks like for the Crimson Harvest. 2 types of sites. I personally do like that. Give us the combat option. So obviously these Crimson Gauntlets. If this is a new one, it does look like they have a very short respawn time, and if you really want to have that opportunity to grind out all of those points very quickly with an awesome combat ship like a Gila, then I think that is what you want to focus on. But for people that prefer a different playstyle, you've got the Crimson Harvest fields where you can try to put up a mining ship and try to work on your points that way. The real question now, of course, is what kind of spawns do we expect in those harvest fields? And I suspect that we will have to start mining in order to actually trigger that. So we'll take a look. Yeah, I'm assuming it's best that you just go straight through the gate if you want to find the trigger. Those 2 little asteroids in the first. And I hope that those guys don't block me. It'll be alright when I come back with my Orca. So get the hell out of here. Or should I quickly take care of them? Maybe I should quickly take care of them just to make sure that I don't end up in trouble. Just to make sure that I don't end up in trouble with my Orca here. We are going to take care of these rats quickly. Serpentis Port Admiral. Let's go. And so those guys also seem to do thermal damage, so then my damage type should be the right one. Federation Navy Hammerheads, and yeah, this Gila fit is of course all about that passive regen. So just keep going. I think we can switch our missiles on some of the small stuff. And that's the difference between the regular rats and then of course like event rats and things like that. You practically have a one-shot here with the missiles. You saw that you needed 2 to 3 volleys in order to take those rats down. In the meantime, I really should be approaching the gate. There we go. That's cleaned up quite easily. Do a quick reload. And then let's get back. Oh, there's actually more people in local. Not seeing any of the Crimson Harvest sites there though. So off we go to FD. Oh, and we should, well, jump of course. And yeah, a Gila skin, by the way, in the reward track. Obviously, one of my favorite ships. I think, objectively speaking, one of the best ships that you can get out there for the cruiser types. And then to have a skin for that, I think will be very, very popular. I think it looks pretty cool as well. Look at that. I'd say that looks pretty nice. Same thing on the Astero, also an awesome exploration ship, which I happen to be using at the moment for trying to get into wormhole space a little bit. So that's pretty awesome as well. And then of course a super popular ship as well, the Imperial. Look at that. That looks pretty damn sweet. And then for the big bucks, potentially, I'm not sure. I think that a lot of people though will be selling this skin off, but look at that avatar skin. That looks, yeah, quite unique and pretty damn nice. So let's switch to the Orca if it wants to let me. This is also the Orca that I'm using just for high-sec mining myself. So it's all about yield, but it's got decent EHP, and I hope that I've got some combat drones with me. Quick check. Yeah, we do have Hammerheads and Hobgoblins, so we should be good for that. That means that now we do have a little bit of waiting as we need to do 2 jumps in this poor old Orca. So that is going to be a little bit slower than in the Gila, of course. Gives us a chance to put my Rock Rush skin on. And off we go. I hope. Still aligning. Slowly increasing in speed. Look at that. 55 meters a second. 56 meters a second. And it just that little bit more. 57. Come on. Get into warp. As we navigate our way through a couple of wrecks. And we do have an avatar. Back there, right on the Keepstar, and god damn it, start mining, start aligning and get into warp, please. Let's see if I can actually take a look at the avatar. Does he have the skin? No, it's the really dark skin. That does look very, very cool. And of course now we do go to warp, so we can get back on the Orca. All right, test phase 2. Also, of course, something to keep in mind. There is again a Crimson Gauntlet here. So the combat sites, I think, will be quite plentiful if you want to do that. But yeah, the harvest sites, that's a choice that you'll have to make. How many trips are you willing to do in a slow mining ship in order to get those points? Or is it a better tactic to just wait for one to spawn in your local system and then rush that? If that's the case, these might actually become very safe sites, because you won't be the only one with that idea, right? If people are mining locally anyways, they might as well do a little bit of extra mining for the Crimson Harvest sites, and then you might end up being with quite a team in those sites. So off we go to Poitot, and this is of course why I killed those Serpentis bastards. Didn't want my super slow ship to get into any kind of trouble. Should you go for a travel fit, right? Add a propulsion mod so that you can basically cut this aligning time in half. Maybe, again, it depends. How many jumps would you be willing to do to find one of those harvester sites? That's also going to depend on how long it takes to grab the points. And here we are talking about, in the agency at the moment, 500 units to mine for 10 rewards. Is that part of a track? Does it show that? Ooh, claim rewards? Couldn't you do that from here? Crimson Harvests? Normally you'll be able to do that. And... defeat the Crimson Harvest Commander. We haven't seen that guy yet either. And I wonder if this will be a track. That doesn't seem like it'll stay here. Usually you'll have first defeat 10, then 20, 30, maybe even 20, 40, something, and then 80. In the end, that sounds like a lot, but it will usually increase in number, get up to a certain count, and then reset itself. So we've got the gauntlet, and here we have the harvest site. Let's take our mining ship in the harvest site and see what happens. Slow. We'll activate the resistances. And then personally, I do hope that you can get a decent amount of this ore from a single site, because if you have to really go look for them in a slow ship like this, that might not be very fun. Oops, sounds like gate activating as well. Yeah, someone else is in local. Finally in warp, then we still have a gate to take. Crimson Harvest Field. $20 AU. Oh my god, this does feel really slow compared to your combat exploration in a nice cruiser. Maybe the Jackdaw. I think the auto Jackdaw will do really well in those sites as well. Unless you get like a battleship as the final spawn or something like that, then you might want a bit more DPS than what the Jackdaw has. But yeah, obviously you'll have much faster travel than what we are experiencing here. And do I land right on top of those asteroids? Then I might want to do just one mining session of those. Yeah, the gate is a little bit away, and these are at 13 kilometers. So basically, we'll approach that gate, or we'll start flying in that direction. And there's a Praxis coming in. Interesting. Augmented mining drones. I wonder if he's got mining drones with him. But let's go for ore hold, and then let's do our first test here and do a single mine just to take a look at what these 5 augmented mining drones in the fully boosted Orca is going to yield us in a single session. I think that's a very good number to have, just to know if it's going to be worth it or not time-wise to harvest these asteroids. And then of course we also want to see if this triggers ooh, look at that, this actually triggers a serious Blood Raider response with a flotilla now. Flotilla Admiral in the very first room. Okay, not what I expected. And is he getting the hell out of here? Yep, he actually takes the gate. So I still want my guys to come back with their result, and then we'll see if we can take this on, because that is interesting. That is not exactly what I expect, to be honest. I can still increase my... Ah, damn, I don't have shield extension. Yeah, alright, put these harmonizing charges here as well. And then now I need my mining ships to continue. But this is a surprise. I did not expect the Serpentis to come out with a battleship as well on the first room before actually taking the gates. That's definitely... very important to note, and this is a single... Ooh, that's not a lot either. A single mining cycle for augmented drones is apparently only 5 per drone, or is... Oh, it's gone. The asteroid is gone. Damn it, CCP. That is a little bit sneaky to put such small asteroids here. Let's see if my Hammerheads can handle these these bastards. You can see that we do have really strong damage thanks to it being an Orca. So let's kill that. That one is down. Let's see if we can handle the commander. I can also extend my shields and increase my resistances, but yeah, they're not doing a lot of damage so far. So that's 26 mind, and then we have to go for the Harvest Commander. That doesn't look like it's this, a Flotilla Admiral. Do I have a mobile tractor unit with me? No. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's definitely something that we'll want, unless he keeps coming this close. Then we might just quickly take a look at his loot, because it is a battleship, of course, and they don't like my Hammerhead. Return to drone bay. Right, he's got a decent amount of HP. But I am breaking him, and I mean, they're really not doing a lot. We're still at 99% shields here. So let's break this baby. Let's see what kind of loot he has. All of that in super slow motion mode. Sorry about that, but yeah, if you want to do that mining as well, what kind of a ship should you take? I'm actually not sure if the Orca is the best one. Maybe a Tech 2 mining barge has a bit more speed, can also take some combat drones, but what kind of DPS do you encounter here? Battleship and 2 cruisers. That can be quite a bit as well. So that one is down. And that does not count as a Harvest Commander. And that does not count towards, so far here, the Crimson Raider count either. Is that... Alright, Serpentis Chief Sentinel, get the hell out of here. So would these be just the regular rats that happen to come by here? Maybe. Let's take a look at the loot as we fly by. Then we'll take the gate and we'll see what kind of a result we can find in the second room. Very interesting. The timing is suspicious though. I can't believe that these would be random rats that would happen to come by as I start mining on these asteroids. Maybe we can do a second round. Take a look at that one. Get back to the ore hold. Mine repeatedly. Give me my loot and... Oh, that's what's happening. Show all brackets. That does look like regular rat loot though. Man, must be quite a quirk. In the meantime, we are just going to align with the gate so that these guys can do their mining. Let's do a quick return on one of them. Return to drone bay. See what kind of a number that one brings in when I bring him in so much earlier. Might give us an indication again on what's happening there. Go, go. That's 23 of it. So yeah, it is a lot faster than just 26 for a full cycle. That is certain. So it is time to check out the second room and see what happens there. Because that puts us at 83 all of a sudden. So we definitely are talking about a much better yield than that. So off we go, second room. Ooh. We have some enemies. We have a mobile tractor unit. And apparently we have the Praxis using Praetors. That is... Yeah, this is gonna be the right way to do these sites, in my opinion. So we are going to approach that. We are going to use our augmented mining drones. Hell, it might almost be... Well, no, actually, you will be super slow in the actual mining. I was thinking maybe you should just grab some mining drones in like a battleship or something like that. And can I please approach that? Press mine repeatedly. Oh, asteroid B unused. That's why we had a higher yield there, because this was still in development. We're going to jettison this. Just so that we have that that yield on one of these tonic Atar asteroids. Hopefully we get a full cargo bay for that one. And in the meantime here, bottom feeders again, so we know that these are not too tricky to deal with. Here we also have some Blood Raider frigates, which can be killed pretty easily as well so far. And he's actually going away from the fight, it seems. Oop, now he's firing at something. Is he firing at me? Yeah, he's actually firing at my Orca. And is the Praxis still in here? Yeah, so the Praxis and the mobile tractor unit. Very important, of course. So here we are. But yeah, I want my mining drones to finish their cycle. And it had a different name, but it did count towards this. Ooh, and then we should also, of course, try to kill one of those frigates. They web. Let's keep that in mind. In the meantime, these guys are coming back, and the asteroid is still here. So this will actually give us the correct number on the amount that this mines. And it is, ooh, look at that. That is not bad, 275. So it'll just take 2 minutes for the first 500 to be gathered by these mining drones. That's okay, that might be fast enough. Let's get the hobgoblins out and let's see if this does count now towards... And he's actually going to tractor that ore. If this counts toward the counter for the Crimson Harvest Blood Raiders. And I will just kill the rest of them. That counts. So what was happening in that first room, I'm not sure whether it really just happens to be local rats that came in. Were they Serpentis? They were actually. Wasn't that a Galente ship hull? I think, yeah, so it does look like we had local rats attracted to all the attention, and that it just happens to be by chance that that they were triggered by my mining, or that they came by when I started mining there. So let's return these guys to drone bay. The Praxis is leaving. He does have quite a few wrecks that he's leaving behind here. And do I find something of that is called the Crimson Harvest Commander? So we've got some cruisers. Let's do a little bit more mining. See if that triggers anything. Mine repeatedly. He actually left his drones here as well. We are talking... Oh, there is a large wreck. Deathglow Scumlord wreck. Then we've got cruisers. Deathglow Filth Raker. That's another medium. Then the Praetors. So we do have a Scumlord as the large wreck in there. Interesting, interesting. We'll try to finish this one more mining cycle just to give us a feeling. But from the looks of it, what seems to be happening is that you come in the room, you trigger the rats, you destroy them, and after that, happy mining, because I am not seeing more rats come in after you defeated, I don't know, 2-3 waves. It all depends on how many CCP decides to allow in here. We also have a harvest silo. Can I destroy that? Probably not. These guys can come back. And I can now claim the reward from here. A nice little change, of course. And let's see what happens here. It puts it again at 500. I do think that we can expect that to escalate in the amounts for more points. And then I have that cycle of probably 5 different missions, 5 different numbers, or maybe it's 3, part of a chain. So that's important to know. And this is not part of a chain. You can blow that up. All right. Interesting. But ooh, and then here come the rats again. So they do come. Yeah, we'll have to explore all of this a little bit. So here is another Scumlord. We've got some frigates. And then we've got some cruisers. Interesting. Let's see if we can break the Scumlord in my Orca. And god damn it, that gets tractored. Death Glow Harvest Silo Wreck. Good god, this is actually pretty fun. These look to be a little bit more extensive, basically, with different types of rats, different types of content, and lots of stuff to do. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here so far on CC. Definitely an event that I will try to explore. And I basically do think that we'll stop at this point. We've been going for half an hour just to explore these two sites. This seems to be doable in an Orca as well if you want to. And yeah, have to eat my words here. They're going after drums quite heavily, and it doesn't look like, and that's also missing quite heavily, it doesn't look like you can just endlessly mine without more rats coming in. So that will be interesting to see how people will handle these harvest sites to try and combine mining activities with the combat activities that they'll need to do. So yeah, there you go guys, a quick look at CC with the Crimson Harvest. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.